So we're in for a treat this next segment. We're going to hear from ambassadors of the shopping annuity. You're going to hear some very valuable information to help all of us grow our business. Hopefully, a clear message was conveyed at this convention, which was the fact that it still comes down to the basic fundamentals, doesn't it? It still comes down to those result-producing activities. The same basic 5 that needs to be implemented today to be successful in the business has been around for 25 years. Nothing has changed. The company has evolved. Technology, systems, and tools have made it easier for us to grow the business even faster, more efficiently, more effectively, but it still comes down to those basic fundamentals. And it's great to have the shopping annuity. It's great to have shop.com. It's great to have the ability to have additional incentives to do the things that we should be doing anyway to make even more money. So during this segment, you're going to hear from 3 very special unfranchised owners. I'd like to introduce them to you. The first one is an executive coordinator. We call him Barry G. His name is Barry Golomb, and he has achieved the shopping annuity bonus program each and every quarter you can even achieve it. So since it even started, every quarter he's achieved the shopping annuity bonus program. Please give a nice warm welcome to Barry G. Next is an unfranchised owner who's been with us for many years. She continues to inspire people. Her energy is contagious. She's a director in the business, which means she's earned $18,000 to $25,000 in 4 weeks, right? I think she's a multi-million-dollar earner and all that kind of good stuff. Please give a nice warm welcome to Wendy Moquin. And next, I consider one of the pioneers of the business. She's been around for a long time, inspired so many people, has taught so many people over the years in the business. What's interesting, it took her a couple of years to realize how powerful this was, but you saw Elizabeth Weber continue to grow without her, and she jumped on board and made it happen. She's an inspiration. She has also, in addition to Wendy Moquin, has achieved the shopping annuity bonus program each and every quarter it's been in place. She's an executive director in the business, which means she's earned $25,000 to $36,000 in 4 weeks and earned millions of dollars in the business, of course, since she started. Please give a nice warm welcome to Philo. And we're just going to have a nice candid discussion here. And I'm sure there's going to be some great, valuable tips and some suggestions I think will, for all of us to grow our businesses, right? So thank you guys very much for joining us. I feel like I feel like it's like the Andrew Weissman show for a second. But by the way, tune in to meeton.com for the next Andrew Weissman show. I can plug myself, right? All right, guys, thank you guys very much. And congratulations for all of your success, millions of dollars being earned in commissions, and leading the way with the shopping annuity, of course, achieving the program each and every quarter. So I congratulate you for that. So Barry, we'll start with you. Talk to us a little bit about what you did to achieve the shopping annuity bonus program. You know, I mean, what you did personally. We'll talk about how you duplicated that in a few minutes, but what you did personally to achieve it. What transpired?
Well, what's up, Market America? How to do that. What I did, first of all, was, I was pretty much already doing the shopping annuity before it became the shopping annuity. I was always a product of the product. But when the shopping annuity came around, it was just like a jump start to really look at all of my spending and my wife's spending and everything that we're buying and trying to convert as much of it as possible through our shop.com website. And we did that by using the shopping annuity assessment. And when we really saw the numbers that we were throwing out the door and weren't converting, it was an eye-opening experience, and it really, really helped us to take that money and convert as much of it as possible through our website.
I mean, it's really just a smart, even if we didn't even have the business, the products, the technology, just a smart thing to do as an individual to analyze where your money's being spent. It's just nice that we have this such powerful business plan that enables us to make money from it, right? So how did you get that to start to duplicate within your organization? I mean, it's one thing to do it yourself, but it's another thing to duplicate these tasks and activities. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, that was probably the most difficult part because I got a bunch of lazy ones. But again, after I did the assessment and I set up a Facebook room and put all my partners in it and started just, you guys see me on social media, I'm putting out deals and everything that I'm getting all the time. Well, I started doing that with my team in a private Facebook page, and all of a sudden they started purchasing. And then we started doing assessments with everybody, and they started to realize what I realized, which is I'm losing a bunch of money. I could be spending my money through myself and making a lot of money from it. So it was a difficult challenge. I'm still working with a lot of people, but at least people are trying to achieve it, which is so much better than just sitting on the sideline not doing anything.
So Wendy, great, that's awesome. So Wendy, what about you? When the shopping annuity first started to come about, right? And it's been around really since the beginning. It's just the technology and all the systems and tools have kind of caught up to JR's original thought, and idea and vision. But now there's a terminology for it. It's branded, and we have everything in place. So what happened? Like, what was the billionth of a volt that maybe went off? Or how did you get started in looking to achieve the shopping annuity bonus program criteria?
The billionth of a volt went off when I got a phone call from Elizabeth Weber. And her question was, are you going to hit are you doing the shopping annuity? And my response was, no, the company's gone mad. $3,000 a quarter, are you kidding me? From what was it, $50 a month, I think, that you had to spend through your portal, the original one, which I always did. I always was part of that advertising bonus pool, or whatever we used to call it, I forget. And I just wasn't looking at it clearly, which I think is the challenge for a lot of people. They're not understanding. They're looking at the numbers first, and they're thinking, $3,000, who spends that kind of money? And that's the way, and I spend a lot of money. I do spend a lot of money shopping, but it was hard to put that into perspective when it used to be only $50 a month. And actually, quite honestly, for those of you that used to do the old one, that was much more difficult because you had to do it by your Q date, and I mean, it was craziness. So once Elizabeth put it into perspective for me, it went off. I remember exactly where I was the day that she called, and it just went off. And that's the day that I set my mind. It's a mindset, everybody. You have to have the mindset that converting your spending into earning makes economic sense for you, for your team, for the company, for our vision, for where we're going with this. It just is a mindset, and then it's a discipline.
So once that mindset shifted, what did you start to do? I mean, you probably recognize the fact that you're already spending the money anyway, but what did you start to do to get on track toward, satisfying the criteria?
I started to become more aware of what I was spending money on, because there's stuff that we spend money on that we just do it as part of our everyday life. You go to the store to buy this. Oh, I got to go to Costco for that. Oh, I got to get this. I got to get that. Well, wait a minute. We have drugstore.com. We now have Jet. We have all these other big stores that we can buy the same things that I was going back and forth to the store to buy. I just started shopping. It was really exciting, and then Joe couldn't get mad at me because I was getting paid for it. So it was a really good thing.
That's great. That's great. Great. Awesome. Bonnie, what about you? When you've been around for many years as well, you've been so successful in the business, earning millions and duplicating that with your own family, and they're earning commissions and being very successful. But what about you? When was when did it snap across your cerebral cortex that it made sense to go for satisfying the criteria of the shopping annuity bonus program?
Yeah, so I got the same call that Wendy did from Elizabeth Weber, and it's brilliant because what she did for us is allow us to do the same call for our people. You see, you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. And we are our own best customers. So the call was, are you going, for the shopping annuity bonus pool, and are you doing it? And of course, when people, especially Elizabeth, asked me if I'm doing something, my first answer is yes, and then you go into panic mode to decide, to sort of figure out how are we going to do that. So I spoke to people better than me, UFOs on my team that were doing it. Shame on me that I wasn't, and I wasn't doing it. And I think it's fair for so many of us to say, We're not doing it because I think we just don't understand it, which is what Wendy said. So I made a call to Alex Cummings, who to me is the premier queen of the shopping annuity, and I picked her brain and I asked her some questions. I called Mark Ashley because I didn't understand it, and he spent 30 minutes with me on the phone, and that was the day. That was the lightning bolt that went off for me to say, I get it now. You know, like you had mentioned, Andrew, when you were introducing me, it did take me a couple of years to look at the opportunity. I'm blonde, I'm not that stupid. But when I get it, I get it. And I got it when he called me. And then, of course, I put a plan into action.
During that discussion with Mark, what do you remember some of the things that he told you that really enabled you to understand what was going on and realize, you know, I'm doing this anyway?
Yes. So he said, so just listen, Bonnie, so just get this. And it's something that Carl says as well. Do you use toilet paper, paper towel, laundry detergent? Yeah, you know, or that whole list that Carl runs off like a rap song. And I'm like, yes. He said, you and Scott love shopping, and I do. I mean, that was my background. I was a personal shopper, so certainly it's not that I didn't know how to do it. So he said, get this. When you're buying a blouse, when you're buying a pair of pants, what do you usually do? And you know, I do ready, fire, aim, and many women do. We go into the store, we love it, we see it, we buy it. Then we come home and we're like, oops, should have shopped online. Sort of like that old commercial, oops, I should have had a V8. So oops, I should have shopped online. And he said, well, instead of doing that, what you can do now is shop online. And what about gift cards, Bonnie? Because he knew that I love buying gift cards. You know, get this, Bonnie, you can go to Raise.com. I had never heard of Raise. Never, before Mark spoke with me. He said, you've heard of Raise, right? And I felt like a little foolish even saying to him, no, I never heard of it. And I said, no. And he said, well, get this, Bonnie. This is how Raise works. Raise is not just a gift card site. Raise is a discount gift card site. And I just love the word wholesale, distributor cost, discount site. So that's something that I had to find out about. The minute I went to Raise, I mean, that was it. It was over. It was just over, and that was the bolt.
And since then, of course, there's not been a quarter that's gone by that you've not satisfied the criteria.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And here's the thing. You know, once you get this in you, it becomes your DNA, and Market America, Market UK, Market Taiwan, and all the other markets should be your DNA. It's not when you get into it or this thing. It's when it or this thing gets into you, and you lead that life. We were leading the life. We were just misdirecting our dollars and leaving that cash on the table.
That's it. So I know it's not, you know, it is an easy business. It's a simple business, right? And there are some ups and downs that are associated with it, right? There are challenges we have to work through and obstacles to overcome, just like in any business. It's in life, right? What are some challenges you had to overcome in pursuing satisfying the criteria of the shopping annuity bonus program?
Well, like I said, for me, I was already a product of the product, so the BV end of it was not a problem. My personal BV far exceeds, you know, what the criteria was. The shopping was a little more difficult because in my family, I was not the shopper. I hated shopping. I would go to the store with a list, buy what I had to get, and get out of the store because I just wanted to spend as little time there with the people and the aggravation and the lines. My wife was the shopaholic in my family. Now, with the shopping annuity, I'm the shopaholic in the family, and my wife still goes to the store, but she calls me and says, listen, this is what I want, but they don't have it in my size. Can you buy it for me? Sure, hold on one second. And it's done. So I've trained her to at least do that, and if she can't do that, always the shop.com black credit card. So at least I know my dollars are flowing through the business.
What about you, Wendy? What are some challenges you had to overcome in achieving the criteria?
Personally?
Yes.
I really didn't have any because I love to shop so much. And once I got the hang of converting my spending into earning, it was money I was spending anyway. And again, like Barry, the BV products are a no-brainer. I've been doing that for 19 and a half years. There isn't a product I haven't tried except for the male prostate product. Although I do remember Lauren saying she took...
I did try the feminine.
But anyway, I'm sure if we took one by mistake, it wouldn't hurt us, right? But it really was a no-brainer. I mean, I didn't really have any obstacles. And then when you kept going to your shopping annuity report and you kept seeing the dollars go up and the dollars go up, it was like, wow, this is really easy. You know, this is a no-brainer. It just is, and as Bonnie said, we've been doing this all our lives. These are anyway dollars. These are dollars that you're spending anyway. And I think too many of us accept the objection of someone, oh, I don't shop. Because people's thinking is that they don't shop for jewelry, shoes, clothes, frivolous things that they think are luxury items. And I say, I'm not talking about that. Do you wash your hair? Do you brush your teeth? Do you use toilet paper? Do you use paper towels? Do you clean your house? All of those things now you can go shopping online for instead of going to the stores and wasting time. So it really wasn't difficult once, again, I set my mind to doing it because I understood that it made total sense.
So for you, it was really more of just an awareness and a realization that I'm already doing these things anyway, and just kind of shifting your habits to your shop.com site, ensuring that the exclusive products with Market America are being used in every area that they can be used, right?
Right, and the one thing that drives me crazy is if I've got a UFO on my team that says, well, you can't yell at me now because I bought this with IBV, and she's in the audience and she knows I'm talking to her, and I go, no. We have an exclusive Market America branded product, and that's what you should be using. You can't use the IBV as an excuse if we have it in our product brokerage division, guys. That's the name of the game.
Exactly. It all starts with our exclusive products.
Totally.
And if you want to get IBV for those products, and you put IBV in, it'll still count toward the Shopping Annuity Bonus Program criteria, which is great. What about you, Bonnie? Any challenges you had to overcome through the process of satisfying the criteria?
Well, not really a challenge. I'm a consummate shopper. Scott is a consummate shopper. Scott is a consummate online shopper and did online shopping before it was the nouveau way to do things. He always shopped online, but it was more about breaking bad habits. And what I did to prevent my shopping at a store is I made lists. And I wrote lists of everything that I bought or everything I thought of buying. Starbucks coffee when I'm out and about in the morning. And then I'm driving through Starbucks one day and I'm like, wait a minute, I bet there's some way that I could get paid to drink coffee. And I went home and sure enough, Starbucks was a partner store. So it was that, oops, so Starbucks got listed. And then all the other stores that I went shopping at as well. I adore Groupon, adore it. And they have great values on lots of things on Groupon. Then when things break down in the house as well, just make a list. You know, it's funny, a lot of people would be crucified, let's say, when their water heater broke some $5,000 to $10,000 later, and I came home to a big flood, and Scott looked at me and said, our water heater broke, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And you know, now he's online. Certainly, the other thing is you have to make shop.com your homepage. Then it becomes a no-brainer. You open your computer, shop.com is right there. You've got to remind yourself, guys, you've got to do whatever you do. For me, it's sticky notes. It's not just putting things in my planner, and it's not just putting things in my phone. But I don't have it anymore, but when I first started it a couple of years ago, I mean, it's silly, but I did have sticky notes everywhere. Bathroom mirror, night table at the bedroom stand, kitchen refrigerator, and it was just a little sticky note reminder. Shop on your site. And after they say it takes 30 days to make it reflexive, 90 days to make it a habit. I challenge all of you to do a sticky note. And you know something? If you've been doing it your way for the past 2 to 3 years, try it our way for the next 30 days, and I bet it'll work for you. I bet it will.
So Bonnie, as you did this, how did these activities, and in duplicating these activities in your organization, how did it impact the growth of your business? What have you realized, throughout this process as far as the growth of your business?
Right. So a lot of people get hung up, of course, with the phone, making the phone calls. It's so heavy, or going out and prospecting and recruiting talking about Market America is a 24-year-old internet product brokerage company. There are many, many people that have a real challenge saying that. Or what do I say to somebody? But the simplicity of the shopping annuity, I could teach everybody to talk to people and say, if I could show you a way to convert your spending into earning, would you give me 15 minutes of your time? You don't need an hour of someone's time. You don't need 90 minutes to show the plan. You just need to get little snippets of information out about the annuity. And a real funny story, I've made it sort of a practice, Scott and I, not to talk to our neighbors too much. Okay, but it's so funny because what JR says is so true. Inevitably, they see a new car in the driveway, or they see that we're home a lot, or they see that I'm constantly running around in a jogging suit and I'm not like suited up going to corporate. And finally, my neighbor from across the street, I play with our grandchildren all the time in our circle where we live. Grandchildren make great prospecting tools. Great. And my neighbor came over to me and said, you know, I just got to ask you a question. What do you do? And I said, you know, it's funny, Rob, because sometimes I ask myself that. What do Scott and I do? So isn't that like the silliest answer to what is it? If you love it, steal it. It's fine. I said, well, actually, what we're doing now with the economy the way it is, and I'm sure you agree, the economy is really, really going in the tank, and he agreed. I said, we're creating a new economy with my company and my business. We're showing people how to convert their spending into earning. That's it. Took 1 minute. He looked at me and he goes, this is my wife's cell number. You have to talk to her.
There you
So
go.
that's how it changed my business,
Cool.
because that's what I do to prospect now.
It's just a casual conversation. You're already doing these things, and converting spending and earning is so intriguing and creates so much curiosity, you know, and even just wearing these T-shirts, you know, enables people to ask questions. What about you, Wendy? You know, what have you experienced as far as the impact or the growth of your business as a result? Tell me that, and then tell me what you would coach somebody to do to get started if they're experienced in the business or they're brand new to get started toward going for the SABP.
Well, again, it's about holding corings, getting together with your team. Again, how many, just by a show of hands, how many unfranchised owners or guests really understand the concept of the shopping annuity and what it can do for you? I mean, it really... And I think that if you get together in a core group with your leaders, with people that are completing the shopping annuity and they really fully understand it, because there are people on my team that were doing it, you know, giving me information and ideas on how to, you know, create more BV and IBV rather through the shopping annuity. So getting together as a team is huge. I think sharing ideas and those people that don't fully understand it, pull out that new assessment. That new assessment is amazing, so much better than the Excel sheet. I'm not an Excel lover. And, you know, work together with your team because, as Bonnie said, and JR's always said, you can't lead where you won't go and you can't teach what you don't know. So if you don't know it and aren't doing it, you can't teach it and expect other people to do it. And we got to get it done with us first as UFOs before we can go out to our customers to get them to embrace it. So my excitement and enthusiasm has always filtered down into those that are ready to grab hold of something that can change their life. And the shopping annuity will change your life. Converting your spending into earning just makes economic sense. And I think that, I mean, like Bonnie, she was happy her heater broke. We put on a new deck. We put on a new farmer's porch. I'm like, yes, Home Depot, I love you so much. I mean, I did that in like a week. Our shopping annuity was done because of the one purchase on Home Depot. So when people see that's what we're doing, and I proudly say IBV, shopping annuity, I'm always funding it, they understand that they too can do it as well. And as far as, what was your other question?
Impact on the growth of your business.
Or how to get someone started with.
Oh, here you go. Yeah.
That's all right.
Good thing.
Teamwork, right, Andrew? You have to lead with the shopping annuity. Back in the day, it was really, you know, can I show you how to make $2,100 a week? Not many people buy that, right? They'll look at you like you have 4 heads. But today, with converting spending into earning, if I can show you how to convert your spending with all your everyday dollars anyway into earning an income, would you want some information? Is this something that might be intriguing to you? Are you an online shopper? If not, why? And you have to sit down with people, and I think the best way to, when you're talking with a prospect about the business, the shopping annuity is the business. That's what it is today. And then it leads to the MPCP. That's the icing on the cake that you can get paid residually for what you're already doing in life anyway. So I won't work with anyone that is not open-minded to learn about what the shopping annuity is and are willing to convert their spending into earning. And you run into people still today that do not shop online. Right. In my eyes, they don't qualify for our business because that's what the business is.
So what I'm gathering, thank you, Wendy. You know, what I'm gathering here is it takes making that decision. It's a mindset, right? Because you're already doing these things anyway. It's a matter of just kind of shifting some habits a little bit, right? You're saving and making money at the same time. And what I love, you know, if you remember, Jim Winkler and I on Thursday morning talked about the tools that we have. You mentioned the new online assessment, which is amazing, right? But even in the Getting Started guide, there's one page, the home assessment. Even a new person, not even in the business yet, can start to check off the things that they could be purchasing from themselves. And it really starts them on the right path, you know, when they do establish their business toward using our exclusive products first, because that's where the most money is, right? And shifting the habits to the shop.com site.
The value of our own BV products are amazing. I mean, like Julie said, you know, you're changing people's health, and while you're doing it, you're changing their wealth, and it just makes so much sense.
So it's going to continue to get better through the tools. The new assessment is great. It's tied to the application now, the Shopping Annuity app. So Barry, what about you? If somebody came to you that as a new unfranchised owner, or somebody who's been in your business for a while, what would you coach them to do? What would you say to them to get them started? Maybe they just are a little bit lost. What would you get them to do immediately to get started on the right path?
Well, I tell you, the first thing I do with just about everybody is I show them what I do. I show them how much money I save. You know, we've been doing this for, 8 quarters now? So it's a couple years. So if you're smart, you documented the amount of money you spent, the amount of money you saved, the cash back you got, so that you can just show that to people. And then I show them how to shop. Because most people are, like you said, they either don't shop online, they're not familiar with our website. So the easier you make it for people, change is the hardest. Everybody resists change. If you can get somebody to change their mind, change their mindset, and make them realize that they're throwing money out the door because they're losing thousands every year by not shopping through shop.com, the light bulb goes off. Right. So that's usually what I do with people. With new partners, after that, I go through the shopping annuity assessment with them. And it's not a 5-minute process. It's probably an hour or two. And we sit down with their numbers and we go through it and we show them what they're spending and what they could be saving and earning. If they don't respond to that, move on because they're dead.
Right. So what about you? Now, I'm happy to note that being that I don't have any children yet, to wait to have grandkids will be forever. So you don't have to have grandchildren to make money in the business. You don't even have to have a porch, right? I live in a high rise. I don't have a porch. Right. The point is we're spending money in all areas, right? And you're capturing it in the business. So Barry, last question, as far as your experience in the growth of your business as a result of satisfying the criteria of the Shopping Annuity Bonus Program and duplicating that in your organization. What's happened?
Well, probably the best thing is that with my business partners, it's no longer buy my vitamins, buy my TLS, buy my websites, buy a certain thing. Now it's just, do you shop? Do you shop online? It's so much easier now because it's not about one single focus. Forget about the business. Get them to shop. Get them to be customers. That's the most important thing because once they experience what you experience, you got yourself a new partner.
That's exactly right. Barry, Wendy, Bonnie, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and ideas.
Thank you, Andrew.
Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They were great.
Love you, Market America.
Thank you, Market America.
Thank you, guys.